How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I'm very well. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me. I appreciate it's quite early there for you, a little bit later here for me. So I wanted to start by asking your character Jasper in Scared to Death. He's a really cool, interesting character, and he goes through quite an arc. What was it you really enjoyed about playing this role?
Well, I love film and everything involving film, so I just think it was really cool to play somebody that's behind the scenes because usually I'm in front of the camera.
Mhm.
It was interesting putting on my director hat and just embodying that realm of film.
Yeah.
And also too, just yeah, that drive, I mean, he's at the bottom of the totem pole, so he's trying to prove himself. And I just feel like I relate to that a lot. So it was a lot of fun bringing my personal experience to Jasper.
And were there any other character traits? Because obviously, I'm aware that you're a filmmaker. You have a dark comedy short on YouTube as of a couple of years ago as well. So, I mean, is there anything of your life experience that you put into the character yourself?
Yeah, well, again, yeah, just that I think, I think for me personally, I've worked a lot of jobs where my boss is mean and nasty and they make you do things that you don't really necessarily want to do.
Mhm.
So I just brought as much of that as possible to the screen because yeah, I mean, I've just had so many jobs where I'm at the bottom, people are mean, they're rude, they treat you like a third class citizen. So I just brought a lot of that firsthand experience to make it as real and authentic as possible, like that struggle going for the top. So yeah.
Yeah. And you have some really wonderful scenes with, of course, everyone's one of everyone's favourites, Lynn Shaye. How was it going against her? There was a particular moment I remember she was yelling at you on set, and I can't help it. It's the most unhinged I've seen. I can see you're smiling. Did you guys have a blast with that scene? I would
Oh
imagine it was
yeah, absolutely. I mean, she plays a monster on screen, but behind the
fun.
camera, she's super sweet, super kind. She's such an incredibly generous artist. She was always there to help me with anything I needed. She was there. But it was so much fun, and it was scary too. I mean, she can really go there, so I feel like it really pushed me to step my game up. But yeah, it was so
Yeah,
much fun. But I was
you
I was scared.
your character handled that gracefully as anything I would not have done. I would have
You
been
have
running.
to, yeah, you got to if you want to keep the job.
Exactly. And what was your favorite memory, either from portraying Jasper or from the whole process of being involved with Scared to Death?
I think it was the in between takes. I was fortunate enough to work with Bill Moseley, who is such an incredible person. He's so
Thanks. I love him.
eccentric in the best way possible. He has so much wisdom, and honestly, we were just, in between takes, we were talking about old Hammer films and just anything you could think of. How he got started in the business. So I
Mm.
think that was probably one of my favorite parts of being involved in the film was just like the bond that I made with Bill.
Oh, great. And do you have a favorite scene from the film? Because I'm assuming you've
Yeah,
watched it back now a few times, perhaps. And
yeah. There's a scene where we go under the house where basically the power turns off and we have to get it back up. And that whole scene was mostly improvised. So I think it was so much fun just playing off of Bill and Kurt. We just had a blast doing that. Yeah, it was so much fun just, improvising that with them.
that's so cool. I didn't know that was improvised. It came
Mm.
off so well. And were there any other moments of improvisation?
Um, Not as much. I think there was definitely some moments throughout the house, when Bill was giving me the tour of the
Mm.
the haunted mansion. We had a little bit there, but for the most part, we stayed pretty true to the script. Um, that was really the moment that was the most improvised for sure.
Amazing. And then was there anything else that you really enjoy about the whole process of being in a feature of this level? Um, was there any other experience that you can take away and say, actually, that was a really core memory of, in terms of the filming or anything?
Yeah, well, I mean, just when you work with people that are so passionate about what they're doing, it just makes you want to, do more of it. I mean, Paul is such a an artist. He was super involved with every aspect of the film. So I just think, that artistic energy really rubbed off on me. And, moving forward, I want to bring that to every project because it just makes the whole experience so much more enjoyable, like when people are happy to go to work every day.
Mm.
And Paul really brought that for us. So I'm very fortunate that I had him as the captain.
Yeah, he's such a wonderful director, I have to say. So very fortunate there. And do you have are you a fan of the horror genre? And if so, are there any standout films for you that you really admire or you really enjoy watching?
Yeah, I'm a big horror fan. I think I got much more involved into the genre after I did this project. But
Mhm.
I mean, just off the top of my head, there's a film called Audition, which is an
Yes.
incredible film. I think that was one of the spookiest films I've ever seen in my life. Um, I love The Host. I saw
Oh,
that way back in the day. That's another one that really stuck with me.
so sorry,
Um,
is that the Korean, the host, or is that the
yeah,
host, the screen? Oh, okay, fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah, I
the,
love
the the
Korean
Korean
movies
one,
as
yeah.
well. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's such a good
my
film.
my oldest brother made me watch it when I was like a kid, and it traumatized me, but it stuck with me. But just those films really impacted me as a kid. So those are two that are at the top for
So
me.
you're a really big fan of international cinema as well. That's really cool. Are there
Yeah.
any other like film directors or any recommendations you would give some of the audience here? So something maybe that
Oh,
would get
what's
to know you?
yeah, another one that I really enjoyed. I mean, this came out a while ago. I think it was Let the Right One In. It
Yeah.
was like a Norway, that was another one that I remember watching that I was jaw open, didn't say much, I was just so transfixed on the whole experience. Um,
Mm.
and then another one I watched recently, I really liked Dream Scenario. I thought that was
Oh,
pretty
okay.
fun.
I
I don't
haven't
know if it's
seen
like a
it.
true horror, but it's definitely like I would say it's a horror film. But that was another one that I really enjoyed, a lot of fun. That's with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not one I really know, but the others I certainly do. And I can
Mhm.
see you're kind of leaning towards genre films that really kind of build and play on that familial structure, right? They play with
Yeah.
relationships and family bonds. Is that something that you're going to be looking to bring into your own work? Is that a kind of a theme, or is that just something you just gravitate towards?
Yeah, I think it's something that I gravitate towards. But I don't know, for me, usually with my own work, I like to usually it's very story driven and then
Mm,
whatever comes of it, comes out. I don't think I ever set out to make, oh, I want to make a drama about a family or a horror movie about a family. It's usually whatever the story is.
yeah.
I try to focus on that, and then I feel like the rest falls naturally, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And if you were to go back onto the set of Scared to Death, is there anything you would do differently looking back on that experience?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I mean, when I the first day, I was incredibly nervous. So I think I think if I could go back, maybe I would shake the nerves off and just be like, oh, all right, this is fun. This is I belong here. But no, other than that, I think I feel like in hindsight, you can always look back and say, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that. But I think I'm really happy with what I did.
Amazing. And for some of our audience haven't yet seen Scared to Death, it's not yet been released in the UK. I know there's a VOD release as of yesterday, the 5th of May. Is there anything you can tell us about the film to get people more excited about seeing it? We've been chomping at the bit, and I was very fortunate to see it at a UK premiere at Film Festival back in January. But is
Hmm.
there any kind of recommendation or anything you'd like to say about the film?
Yeah, well, I think the great thing about Scared to Death is that it's not only is it a horror film, but I think it's also a comedy. It has it all. So I feel like it definitely speaks to a more like a universal audience. I don't think it's very specific and niche. I feel like a lot of people can watch it and enjoy it. It's not too gory, so that I know that the gore sometimes turns a lot of people off, but yeah, no, I think if you're a fan of horror films, comedy, almost like I wouldn't say it's a farce per se, but it's definitely kind of has a little bit of a parody aspect element to it. So if you're a big fan of that, I definitely recommend this film.
Yeah, I love that it plays with an air of levity as well. Some of these films just go too hard, and I think
Yeah,
Paul did a wonderful job in directing something that's accessible to a
yeah,
wider audience as well.
yeah.
And of course, there's a killer soundtrack, Metalhead. We love the soundtrack. It was
Yeah,
really good fun.
Kurt. Yeah, Kurt. You know, he did all the original music. So I mean, yeah, he's an incredible artist. I mean, yeah, he acts, he sings. I mean, he
Mm.
does it all. So yeah, Kurt is phenomenal.
Yeah. And is there anything in particular you've learned from this film experience that you're going to be taking with you to future projects?
Yeah, I think just, you know, I think being kind really
Mm.
goes a long way. You know, again, it totally shapes the atmosphere of like a set that you're working on. So I just think, you know, being as professional as possible, uh, giving it my all, being 100% focused and present, it really elevates it'll elevate you and everybody around you. So I just think it's, yeah, you know, just really giving 100% and committing to your work.
Fantastic. And then I have just one last question, and we've rattled through them really quickly, so which is great. Um, I like to ask all of my guests if you could screen this feature, so Scared to Death, with one other film of your choice, either thematically or something that you would personally love to see it with, what would you choose?
Wow, that's an incredible question. Hmm. Let me think. Like same genre
It
or
could be anything that if you imagine if you're going to screen it in your local
hmm,
theatre, right? There's theatres over there, I'm assuming.
yeah,
So yeah, so anything you'd love to see this with. If you come away from Scared to Death and go, right, I'm in the mood to put this film on, what would it
yeah.
be?
Honestly, I think if I had to pick one film, I think I would pick uh this is the film that honestly inspired me. Like for Jasper, I used it a lot for inspiration. It's called Blowout. It's
Oh,
with John
okay.
Travolta, Brian De Palma directed it. I think it came out in like like 1980, 1981.
Mhm.
But I mean, that's the film that really informed me on Jasper. I feel like there's a lot of similarities to John Travolta's character in Jasper, so I really leaned heavily into that for inspiration. So that's the
That's a
one I'm going with.
fantastic choice. And then same question because we have a little bit of time. I'm just going to milk
Sure,
it.
yeah,
I'm not being told yet.
yeah.
If you were to screen two of your personal favorite films, what would you choose?
Personal favorites. Wow. Hmm. All right, I'm gonna
No, right? It's
pick.
like Sophie's Choice. How do you pick them? But
I know it's tough. I think I'll pick. I'm gonna go with one film that's always stuck with me is Elephant Man by David
oh,
Lynch.
okay.
I think that's one that just it's a heartbreaking film.
Mm.
Um, uh, that I would choose for sure. You know, I like movies that definitely lean to the darker side of things. But yeah, that one just really shaped how it's kind of it's about Joseph. I think his name was Joseph Merrick. You know, he had they called him the Elephant Man because he had neurofibromatosis. Um, and yeah, it's just such a heartbreaking portrayal. I think John Hurt
Yes,
plays
he
him.
does. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's such a harrowing look on humanity and how we look on others without knowing the person.
absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
watch.
You just don't know what somebody's like going through on the other side. So
Mm.
yeah, choose that film, and then maybe switch it up to something a little maybe more light. I would choose Some Like It Hot by Billy
Ooh,
Wilder. Yeah,
I
that's a
didn't
lot of
see that
fun.
coming. That's
Yeah,
wild.
yeah, that's just such a fun film. Like I've seen it a few times, and it always puts a smile on my face. So yeah, I would
Oh,
choose that film.
fantastic. And what's next for you, Olivier? What have you got next on the up
Yes,
and coming? Any projects or?
yeah, so I did another film with Paul. It's called Relapse. It's about a musician who's basically going through it follows her throughout the night of her relapsing.
Mm.
So I was fortunate enough to shoot that last year with Paul, and it should be coming out hopefully later this year, maybe early next year. So yeah, I had a little part in that, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, fantastic. We'll be sure to keep across everything and I'll publicize that as we are doing for Scared to Death as well. Well, thank you all so much. And is there anything else you'd like to add? As still got some time. So this is
We got
amazing.
some
I'm
time.
not used to these 15 minutes, you see. So I'm rushing through and then, yeah. Is there anything
No,
else you would like
yeah,
to?
no, I just, I'm appreciative for you having me and talking with me about the film. Horror is such an interesting genre because I feel like when people think of horror, they just think of, oh, it's scary and spooky, but I don't know, to me, it feels like it's so much more than that. I feel like it almost has every aspect of humanity in one. It's like it has the thrills, suspense, horror, drama, comedy. So that's why I love this genre so much, and that's why I loved being a part of this film because I just feel like it leans into a lot of those different genres. And as an actor, that's so much fun. You have so much to work with. So um, yeah, I really hope to continue, to do a lot of projects within the horror world and the fans too. The fans are it's probably the most passionate fan base of any genre out there,
Yeah.
which I absolutely love. So yeah, horror has my heart.
Most definitely is. And you're more than welcome. Please come in and join as many franchises as you like. We'd love to see you. You were absolutely amazing as Jasper. I love the character. And thank you all so much again for taking the time. I
Thank you
really
so
appreciate
much.
it.
I appreciate you. Thank
Take
you.
care.